Ugnaughts are a humanoid species known for being mentally strong and very skilled with technology and their hands. They're shorter than a typical human by a couple feet. They have pink skin, large jowls, and an upturned nose which makes them look pig-like. Some members of the species also have small tusks protruding from their jaw. These people have a lifespan of roughly 200 years. The Ugnaught species originates from the planet Gentes. This planet is volcanic, with rough rocky terrain covering the majority of the surface. Gentes is located in the Ugnaught sector of the Outer Rim. Hoth and Bespin are also located in this sector. The harsh environment molded the Ugnaughts into a resilient species. They're no strangers to strenuous physical labor and could adapt easily to many planetary environments. The Ugnaught society relied on tight communities. The communities were formed into clans or tribes. Each individual grouping had shared histories and traditions. Ugnaughts are more than capable of writing, but many of their cultural traditions are passed down verbally. Their species has its own language, Ugnese or Ugnese. To outsiders it sounds like grunt, squeals, and chittering. Because the language is species-specific, Ugnaughts would also learn Galactic Basic. The resilience and hard work that was crucial for their species' survival integrated into their societal makeup along with pride in quality craftsmanship. They would pass on their skills for generations as each new generation continued the work that came before and then improved upon the skills and the outcome. These same factors that made them a strong and proud people, unfortunately, made them ideal candidates for a slave labor force by stronger civilizations. The Galactic Empire being one, but not the only one throughout galactic history. The tragic enslavement of Ugnaughts led to their species being spread into many star systems. They did their best to maintain their culture and kept taking pride in their work, even if they were forced to do that work for an undeserving and unjust master. Ugnaughts who found their freedom through one path or another wouldn't always return to Gentes. Their mechanical and engineering skills were needed in the galaxy and they could create a good life for themselves. One notable example of Ugnaughts using their skills to build a nice life was in the construction and running of Cloud City above Bespin. A human called Lord Ecclesius Fig made a deal with a group of Ugnaughts. They would help him realize his dream of a beautiful city in the clouds, and they could live there as citizens, not slaves. Many Ugnaughts worked on the project. Cloud City was established as a Tabana gas mining facility, but also a resort destination with state-of-the-art architecture and amenities. The Ugnaughts were well treated here, and many clans considered it their new adopted home. Ugnaughts also had a large hand in constructing the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, though they were not able to call it home upon its completion. Through canon and legends, there have been some notable Ugnaughts. The most recent is Kuiil.
I have spoken.
Kuiil was a slave of the Galactic Empire for years. He managed to earn his freedom through his quality work. When he was freed, he sought solitude on the planet Arvala 7. Despite seeking a quiet life far away from the tumultuous galaxy, when a Mandalorian outsider, Din Djarin, needed his help, he rose to the occasion. More than once, he died while helping this man in defying the Imperial Remnant. He died on his own terms, helping a friend, not as anyone's servant. More slaves of the Empire who turned to defying their oppressors. If you're getting value or entertainment out of any of my transmissions, it would mean a lot if you would join the Remnant and subscribe. Are Melch and Turba. Melch was stripped of his name and called Laborer 429. Melch was sent to the planet Yarma in the Outer Rim. He was forced to work at Reclam Station, an Imperial salvage yard. When a small rebel cell infiltrated the scrapyard looking to steal some old Y-Wing starfighters before they were scrapped, Melch jumped at the opportunity to help. He worked with the rebels and a pirate, Hondo Anaka, to take a shot at the Empire. He would go on to help the rebels in many missions against the Empire. Turba was also forced to work at Reclam Station. He attempted to escape, but was captured before he could get out. He was sent to a prison on the nearby planet of Naraka. The same rebel cell that Melch teamed up with ended up going to the prison to free their on-again, off-again ally, the pirate Hondo Anaka. The Spectres tried to liberate as many as they could from the prison. Turba made another attempt at freedom, but sadly was killed by Imperial forces in the attempt. A particularly ambitious Ugnaught, King Oz, was the ruler of a terraformed floating platform in Bespin's atmosphere, not too dissimilar from Cloud City. Oz was the leader of the Ugnaught-inhabited Ugnaught in 4 ABY. After the Emperor's apparent defeat, part of the Imperial Remnant would blockade the whole of the Ugnaught sector. This was called the Iron Blockade. Many citizens within the blockade staged their own rebellion against this latest attack on their freedom. The Rebel Alliance was now transforming into the New Republic and offered what aid they could to get through the barrier. The blockade would eventually be broken with the help of former rebellion fighters. Before the breaking of the blockade, however, King Oz offered resources and aid to anyone who could help in defying the Empire. Ugnaught was a laborer in Cloud City. He lived a good life until the Empire imposed themselves on the city and took over. He was the one who actually operated the carbon freezing chamber in the depths of the city. He was directly involved in freezing Han Solo, under the command of Darth Vader, of course. In the relatively brief time the Empire controlled Cloud City, Ugnaught saw his life change as he fell into subjugation. He lived long enough to see the liberation of the city and saw his people restore their culture. Quick side note, Ugnaught is considered canon. He appears in The Empire Strikes Back, but most of the details around him come from legend sources. Corin Purs was a well-educated and distinguished scholar who taught at the University of Bar-Leth, located on the core world planet of the same name. She made a name for herself in many academic and antiquity circles. Her expertise attracted the notice of Lando Calrissian, who used her to identify valuables worth stealing and fencing. This, of course, was before Lando was a general in the Rebel Alliance. During one of Calrissian's jobs, she lost an eye and vowed to never work with the man again. Purs stepped down from teaching under the reign of the Galactic Empire and tried to go unnoticed by the new regime. Eventually, she would work with Calrissian again in an attempt to steal valuable objects from the Empire. She died in the attempt, killed by Imperial forces. I couldn't track down many details on the Ugnaught Fitan, nicknamed Fit, but thought she was worth mentioning as she was the only Ugnaught Jedi that I could find. Even more impressive, she was a Jedi Master. She was remembered by her peers and former Padawan, Olivia Zeveron, who noted her former master as the physically smallest Ugnaught with the biggest heart. Ugnaughts have left a large and important mark on the galaxy. Their strength, resilience, and work ethic has made them an important part of how the Star Wars universe has evolved. Their ability to hold on to their identity despite being taken from their homeworld and spread across star systems is telling of the strength of their character. The specific Ugnaughts discussed are a sampling of their people that tell a larger story. The Imperial Remnant is recruiting. Join as a member to receive exclusive benefits and support the channel. Check out this transmission next for more Star Wars lore.